Notts set up small final day chase. A team effort from Nottinghamshire was to thank for their 74-run lead over Derbyshire with 3 wickets still in hand, every dismissed batter so far having reached double figures. And it was Liam Patterson-White and James Pattinson who started day 3 at the crease looking to hammer home the hosts' advantage. But Patterson-White would fall from just the 4th ball of the day, LBW, to Nick Potts for 39. That wicket brought Stuart Broad to the crease, who brought up his team's 350 with a clip into the leg side, but would then become the first Notts batter to go for single figures, bowled by Sam Connors as he looked to cut. At the other end, the Aussie James Pattinson was having a swing, and he reached 21 off 12 balls, but was out-caught attempting a second consecutive 6 for the bowling of Potts, bringing an end to Nottinghamshire's innings. Notts had lost their last 3 wickets for just 21 runs, but nevertheless had a first innings lead of 98. Ben Duckett, top scorer with 86, while Sam Connors and Nick Potts both took 4 wickets for the visitors. Potts 4 for 50, a career best for the 19-year-old. Opening for Derbyshire was leading run scorer in the league, Shan Masood, and he needed 156 runs to become only the 9th man in history to score 1,000 championship runs by the end of May, and he'd finish, well, 156 short, LBW to Broad for a duck. It was tough going against Nottinghamshire's excellent opening attack, with just 23 runs coming off the first 14 overs, and Notts thought they had Billy Godalming caught behind, only for the umpire to be unmoved. Derbyshire were hanging on for lunch. And they looked to have managed it, only for Brooke Guest to fall LBW to Paterson in the minutes before the break. Notts delighted as they still led by 54 runs, with 2 Derbyshire wickets in the bank already at lunch on day 3. After the break, and the pair of Godalming and Madsen added 50 together, with Madsen injecting some pace to the innings as he struck Broad and Pattinson for boundaries. But he'd lose his partner Godalming to Dane Paterson. Godalming had been patient for his 27, but was induced into a misguided pull, and he was gone. The score 81 for 3. Madsen and new batter Deploy added a further 40 together, but Notts would then make a double breakthrough. First, when Deploy was LBW to Lyndon James for 22, before Lewis Rees edged behind to a beauty from Pattinson. Derbyshire 5 down and only 26 ahead. A 3-day defeat all of a sudden seeming possible. Madsen would bring up a 71-ball half-century, his 6th score of 50 plus this season, but he would go on the stroke of tea to give Notts their vital wicket. At the break, Derbyshire 138 for 6, with the lead standing at 40. Derbyshire would pass 150 after the break, but Liam Patterson-White would pick up his first wicket of the innings, Thompson LBW for 16. But for the first time in the innings, Derbyshire began to build some momentum, and the 8th wicket pair of Alex Hughes and debutant Liam Hurt, on loan from Lancashire, started to build a partnership. Thompson was the more watchful, whilst Liam Hurt wasn't afraid to get his elbows out and took Stuart Broad for consecutive boundaries. Together, they took Derbyshire past 200, and as their partnership also crossed 50, Derbyshire's lead was now 130, with some nerves potentially spreading within the Notts group. The second new ball arrived but made no difference to begin with, Hurt striking yet another boundary off Broad to go to career best 14 not out. The 8th wicket had put on 90, but both Hurt and Hughes would fall for 49 within 2 overs of one another, a crucial breakthrough for Notts just as Derbyshire had been building a potentially tricky lead. The final wicket arrived shortly afterwards, Potts bowled by Paterson for 8, meaning Derbyshire were all out for 262, leaving Notts 164 to win. 3 wickets apiece for Pattinson and Paterson, whilst with the bat only Madsen, Hurt and Hughes with significant contributions. Notts had 2 overs left of the day to see out, which they did so without any real issue, finishing the day on 3 for none, needing just 162 for victory tomorrow.